wouldn't mind being on the other side. Although they do keep the wine flowing up here too. Well, we are happy to be here. This is Mark Iannace. He has been with me now for, I don't know how long, 3 years. But he also not only is a great musical partner, but he does all my graphic work. He does the CD designs that you see, all those cards, everything you see that is of me. He works on me more than a plastic surgeon would at some point. But we're really happy to be here, and we're going to do some songs from the new CD. CD's not available here tonight. You have to go to the show to get it. I'm a dummy. But we'll introduce you to some of that, and by the end of the night, we'll know each other better than you ever thought. How's that? How many are Jill Jack virgins? Okay, good. I like to prove myself. Well, we can have a cigarette after. No. I want to say it on video. This song is a song I wrote. One of the reasons I like doing this, and I think somebody commented this is a smaller venue. I have played the Palace of Auburn Hills. I have played DTE. I have played many large venues, but I love small, intimate venues as well. I have a full 6-piece band that we rock out, which will be at the Umbrella Music Theater. But these kind of events and these kind of people that believe in this way of approaching music is so important, and I hope it never dies. I feel it's actually on a surge. Because what we get to do as artists is explain who we are, and I've had many years under my belt of playing with the hockey game over here, the jukebox over there, and the screaming blonde over there. So it took years of thick skin to get through that, but then one day a light bulb went off, and actually a doctor told me I couldn't play in the bars anymore. I'd have COPD by the time I was 50, so I stopped doing it. I thought, what am I going to do? And lo and behold, there's places like this, and I've never been so busy in my life, and I've never met such beautiful people, and that have stayed friends and fans forever. So I do hope you enjoyed the evening, and thanks for coming.
They got so many words, but I can't hear what they say. Oh, I gotta find my way home. The streets are swimming round in my head. The crossroads I've been searching for, they all wind up dead end. Well, I know I'll find my way home. Well, that simple life's looking better. A peace of mind is all I really need to find my home. Ambition's gonna kill me one of these days. Chasing fame and fortune, it always got in my way. Well, I know I'll find my way home. See that simple life's looking better. Your peace of mind is all I truly need to find my home. angel for me. I know if I keep walking your way, I know that I'll be free. Won't you help me? Just find my way home. I need you to help me. Find my way home. Won't you please help me? Find my way home. So much.
Oh yeah. He asked me 3 times very good sound-wise. Huh? 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 Years of playing with a loud electric guitar. Well, we are excited about this new album that we're put out. We got our first review today, and it was really good. So that's always. Hope they all keep coming in that way. This is my 8th CD, and if you would have asked me in 1995 if I was going to put 8 CDs out, I would have said you're crazy. But I'm so happy that this one, I actually produced this record, and that was interesting because it's like having 6 or 7 of your big brothers, and you got to tell them what to do, and it ain't pretty. So, they were all humble, and they patted me on the head, and they listened, and now they're happy with the record, I think. So, but anyway, this song, the title track of the song was actually written by my husband, but he doesn't know it. He doesn't have a musical bone in his body. He's tone deaf, and he doesn't understand the whole writing process. But but he's getting used to my whole what he calls "look a penny" attitude, because I'm a sponge, so I pick up things. As a writer, you kind of have to be really open, and it's uncomfortable at times when you do it. So I was sitting one day, we were talking, and he was getting ready to leave for work, and he said, "Hey, sunflower girl," and I'm like, "Hang on a minute." And I wrote it down. And then we were talking about some family members. You gotta take this part out on YouTube. And he said, "Honey, you can't fix crazy." And I said, "Hang on a minute." So he left for work, and I went and wrote this song, and he came back that afternoon, and I said, "Hey, thanks for those ideas. Look what I wrote." And he goes, "How the hell do you do that?" But, so thank you, Roger. Oh, is that right?
She's a dark-haired, brown-eyed beauty, pavement mad since she was 10. Soft as an angel, but oh so moody. Just plain poison, smells of heaven. She's a sunflower girl. She's up in the sun, yeah, howls at the moon. Whispers her name on the summer's wind. Runs in the rain, screams of love to the stars. Opens her heart to any man. She's a sunflower girl. She's a sunflower girl. Like a summer breeze, she gets under your skin. No matter how you try, you can let her in, but can't hold her down. You can't fix crazy. You can't fix crazy. You can't fix crazy. No way, no how. She's got a mama's heart and her daddy's will. Tear you apart in romance, and she wants to fly with the birds, but stand straight and still. Face to the sky, let the sun soak in. She's a sunflower girl. She's a sunflower girl. She's a sunflower girl. She's a sunflower girl.
So I met some great friends back there. We're going to have a big field of sunflowers, and we're hoping to do a video. But I've been looking for a sunflower girl, and I just realized Rachel, your waitress, would be the perfect person for that video. So hopefully you're available, Rachel. I was born on Elvis Presley's birthday, and that's January 8th. And I was a middle kid. So middle kids don't get a whole lot of attention anyway, which sometimes is a good thing. But my birthday came at a time of the year where, you know, Christmas we'd spent all that time together. New Year's you spent all that time together. By the time my birthday came, everybody was so sick of each other they didn't want to be around each other. So I was always very quiet. And as I got older and I got married, my husband's a tech head and he likes to go to Las Vegas. There's a big, what do you call that? Event that he goes to, electronics show. It always falls on my birthday, so I thought, well, hell, if I'm sitting home alone, so I throw a big birthday bash for myself at the Ark in Ann Arbor. We sell out every year. We do sell out because I promised cake. And this year we decided to dedicate a whole set to Elvis. Because he's hot, I think. And if I was born a little earlier, we would have dated for sure. But I wrote this song back in, I don't know, 2004, I think. And I was supposed to be getting ready to go to a studio session to record my 6th CD. And of course, songs don't always come to you when it's convenient. But as Bob Dylan says, if you don't grab it, your neighbor will. So you sit down and you write it when it comes. I couldn't figure out why I was writing a song about Elvis right before I was going to the studio. Never been to the studio, so I was trucking up 3 flights of stairs. And at the top of the stairs, there's a velvet painting of Elvis himself. So I was like, that's why I wrote it. So we put it on the record. It's called Getting On in Memphis. smells so good in here, you guys. Making me hungry. Yeah, okay, I'll start early. Yeah, I'll have a glass of wine, thanks. Like a light red.
Dry or sweet?
Dry.
Like that.
Yeah. Like some rosé or something. I don't know. Get creative. I'm Polish. We drink anything. This next song I was supposed to be paying an IRS bill. It just pissed me off. So I turned over the envelope and I wrote this song, and the irony of the whole thing is that the money I made from the song actually paid the bill. So it's called Too Far Gone.
This night never me the way he should. Saying anything won't do me no good, because I'm too far gone. Too far gone. The bills are strangling me again, getting blood from a stone. I think it's a sin, well I'm too far gone. Far gone, but I'm not giving in, and I ain't losing neither, but this ain't no way to win. I'm too far gone, too far gone. Prices going up on gasoline, boys and girls getting shot, God but a see. Yeah, we're too far gone. Yep, that's a slinky, everybody. Too far gone. Road rage reeling through the city streets. Headed down John and Main, you sure baby. Well, we're too far gone. Too far gone. But I'm not giving up, I'm just giving in, and I ain't losing neither, but this ain't no way to win. I'm too far gone, too far gone. But I'm not giving up, I'm just giving in, and I ain't losing neither, but this ain't no way to win. I'm too far gone, too far gone. Little baby Jesus, won't you come around? Can't you save our souls, man? We're feeling low down. Too far gone, too far gone. But I'm not giving up, I'm just giving in, and I ain't losing neither, but this ain't no way to win. I'm too far gone, too far gone. But I'm not giving up, I'm just giving in, and I ain't losing neither, but this ain't no way to win. I'm too far gone, too far gone, too far gone. Best slinky player ever.
I usually don't start till second set, but I'd like to cheer you all. Thank you for laughing at my jokes. It makes it much easier going. Oh, very good year. I have no idea. It tastes great.
It's really good, actually.
I don't do set lists a whole lot. I've always compared them to tight underwear. It just restricts you, and it's boring. But with the band, I kind of have to now sometimes. But I always throw them a curve. Be like, oh, you guys haven't heard this. I wrote this yesterday. Just trickle in. They love that. And I usually do it about in front of 400 people. So. But you know what? They listen better. The band listens better when I do that, so it makes it more fun. I think some of the best takes of a song is when they don't know it. What does that mean? Well, this next song I wrote when my daughter was in grade school, and she was doing her homework, and I mean, I'm a good mom. I think I'm a good mom. I am a good mom. She's in college, and she's made the dean's list 3 years in a row. That's a good mom, right? But at this time, she was doing English, and she said, "Mom, what's wrong with this sentence? Bus don't stop here no more." I said, "I don't know, but it's going to make a great song title. I'm going to go write it. So you go finish that work on it, honey, and I'm going to go work on my thing." I think we finished at the same time, but don't worry, she got an A in the class without my help. And I thank her English teacher for this song.
Then a woman's gone in my side. You've been my thorn. I'm here to tell you that this bus won't come around here no more. I see blue skies over tell you that this bus won't come around here no more. Just sitting round your table, waiting for a crowd. I don't think you bus won't come around here no more. Just sitting round your table, waiting for a call. I don't think you're my time's done up and dry. Yeah, I'm here to tell you that this bus won't come right here no more. I'm here to tell you that this bus won't come right here no more. Won't come around here no Yeah.
Well, I am not known to write a lot of love songs, and there's a reason for that. I wasn't always the greatest in that department, and it seemed that when I would write a song about a guy I was dating, he'd break up with me a week later. There was this pattern that was happening, so that really didn't encourage me to continue to write them. So when I met my husband and we were dating, he said, well, you'll write a song about me, right? Or about us? And I'm like, no. He said, why? And I said, because people break up with me if I write about them. He goes, oh, no, I won't. You can write it. I'm like, nope. So we got engaged, and he's like, so you gonna write one about me now? And I'm like, He goes, why? I said, because I know a good thing when I have it, I ain't gonna lose it. So then we got married, and he was like, come on, just write me a song. He was getting ready to go to work, and I was in my flannels, sexy as ever. And I thought, you know what, he was leaving for work, and I thought the least I could do is, you know, the ring is on the finger anyway. And I'll just write him one, and we'll see what happens. So I wrote a song. It was really easy to write, too, because he was just a great person. He gave me a whole new outlook on love, and, you know, we met at a gig, and that was one of my #1 rules, that I never date anyone I met at a gig, because they think that you always look like that, and you don't always look like that. About 90% of the time I'm in my pajamas. So but there was something about him, and I don't know why, because he was totally opposite. His shorts were pressed, his shirt was pressed, his hair was pressed, and I just didn't, but there was something about him, and he's totally opposite of me. He's really neat. He's anal retentive. I'm a slob, and I can't keep attention very long. But somehow it worked, and so I wrote this song, and I was all proud of myself that I wrote it. And then he walked in, and I'm like, what? Because I just assumed he was going to break up with me, right? And he pulled out a bouquet of sunflowers, and I said, the spell has been broken, people. This song is a Valentine's song. This goes out to my man.
Love the way you read my mind, the way you tell me things are fine, the way you look into my eyes, know that life will be just right. 'Cause you love me. Walked right into my day, swear it'll never be okay. But then I saw you look my way, realized you were here to stay, and you love me. Love comes at such a cost, but your price is to me. I've opened up my heart to you, and you set my soul free. Where there been pain, you put hope in its place. I never really thought I could ever feel this same. So when I go to sleep at night, I thank the Lord with all my might for bringing you my Valentine, making everything just fine. 'Cause you love me, you love me, you love me, oh, oh, you love me, you love me, yeah, you love me, you love me, oh, oh, you love me. Thank you, my Valentine, for loving me. Thank you, my Valentine, oh, for loving me. Thank you, my Valentine, for loving me. Oh, 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 oh.
I didn't write this next song. It was written by, oh dear, Randy Weeks. I remember. all this time we've been playing it, I thought Lucinda Williams wrote this song, and so I'd go all over the country saying Lucinda Williams wrote this song. And one time I was singing at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, and it's pretty hard to get into that place. And you know, it's great history. Amazing songwriters have stood on that stage. So you have to know your music. So I was sitting there and I'm like, yeah, this next song was written by Lucinda Williams, and all of a sudden this guy puts up his phone and he's like, no, it was written by my friend Randy Weeks, and I got him on the phone here right now. I'm like, aye. So we never forgot that after that. So this is Randy Weeks' song. It's called Can't Let Go. Told the female one more time, don't make me sit up, don't make me cry when it's over. I got hold, but I can't let go. I'm like a fish out of water, and it's a tree. You don't even want to talk to me when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. It won't take you back when I come around. Say sorry and it puts me out. I got a big chain round my neck and I broke it down. Tree red when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. Oh, I got a hand that burns so bright in my window every night when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. You don't like to see me hanging around, feel like I'm shot, it's all out when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. It won't take me back when I come around. Say sorry, then it puts me out. I got a big chain round my neck and I broke it down like a tree red when it's over. I know, but I can't. Oh no, I can't let go now. Oh no. Can't let go now. Oh no. I won't let go. Don't turn on the trouble light, turn on the light. When over, let me just stay right, it's over. I know, but I can't let go. Move around every corner so that I see things right back how we used to be, but it's over. I know, baby, I won't let you go. No, I'll take you back when you come around. Say you're sorry and it puts me out. I got a big chain round my neck and I broke it down like a tree red when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. Oh no, it won't take me back when you come around. Say you're sorry and it puts me out. I got a big chain round my neck and I broke it down like a tree red when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. It's over. I know, but I can't let go. It's over. I know, but I can't let go. One more, boss man?
Oh, I didn't get the word yet.
Oh, okay. Two more. Two more. Two more? Two more. All right. Or three. I'll go forever. You know, 8 albums goes a long way. Score! Yeah. I mean, I have so many funny stories. I was telling somebody the other day the experiences I've had. I remember one of my first gigs, I was playing with this trio, and they said, you gotta be careful at this gig, and I'm like, okay. Next thing you know, chairs were flying at the stage, and they just yelled duck, and then they keep singing duck. Go back to I've seen it all.
Boom.
Played behind fencing before?
What?
You
Oh
played
yeah.
behind fencing?
Yeah, I did. Yep. And then I played one time. I played where they had caged girls dancing. I'm like, do you hear my music? I mean, really? Like, and my poor bass player, he was so out of control. He was like, everything was on. I locked myself in the car during break and swore I wasn't coming back out. Oh, you have a contract, miss. But yeah, we didn't play. And he had that white light, you know, where everybody's teeth look purple. Yeah, they glow. Or black light. Black light? Yeah.
Black light.
Weird. It's very nice. That'll be the book I write later. Anyway, but who's been to Torch Lake? Anybody? Torch Lake up north, northern Michigan.
Beautiful.
Well, one thing about being married, I had to learn to take holidays off, which is really hard for me because that's usually when the best festivals are and the biggest pay. But my husband said, "Can you please take July 4th off?" And I was like, okay. So a friend of ours has a place. Calls it a place. It's huge. It's on Torch Lake and it's gorgeous. And so before we left, this friend of ours called and he said, "Can you bring your guitar?" And I said, "No. You guys said I had the day off." No. And he's like, "Come on, just bring it." I said, "No, you know what's going to happen? You guys are going to drink the tequila and you're going to start screaming Jimmy Buffett." And I'm not doing it. I suck at Jimmy Buffett. Nothing against Jimmy Buffett. He's great, but I just don't do Jimmy Buffett very well. So he said, "If we promise not to ask you to do Jimmy Buffett, will you bring your guitar?" I said, "Yes." And I was so glad I did because the next morning we all woke up and had coffee out on the deck and we were staring at the water and the trees and everything. And one of the friends that was there said, "I was just in Florida a couple days ago. Is it weird that I couldn't wait to get back here?" And I said, "No, look around you." I said, "I think people in Michigan forget how lucky we are to have all the waters that we have and the beauty that we have up here." And so everybody was getting ready to go on the boat, and of course, that's when a song came to mind. So I was like, "Hang on, I got one more verse." And it was so cool to write the song because I wanted to give someone who hadn't been to Michigan before kind of poetry. And it was so easy to write it because it was all in front of me. I didn't have to think at all. It just came to me. And so it was really cool when I got an email from somebody from New Zealand and said they couldn't wait to get back to here to see Northern Michigan because they heard my song out there. So, well, I haven't met him yet, but I'm sure he'll be here. Anyway, this is called Northern Michigan.
Can you find the blues and the greens where the water blends with aging trees where the breeze rests soft like silk on your skin? Where the city buzz meets country time in the towns, people come alive and the lake whispers your name, come for a swim. Where the south, east, west meets north and we all gather on the old front porch and the hours mean nothing, 'cause it's worth the drive. It's Michigan, Northern Michigan, full of life. Where the coffee is made, it tasted so good in the sun, rises over neighborhoods of ducks and the babies all in a row. And the waves hit the rocks in rhythmic time, and the leaves sing and dance summertime, and the boats gather and hum real low. Where the south, east, west meets north, and we all gather around the old front porch, and the hours mean nothing, 'cause it's worth the drive. It's Michigan, Northern Michigan, full of life. To light the sky and the crowd scream with delightful cries, and they carry the chairs and coolers back home. And the crickets play their violin wings, and the children still believe in dreams, and the star won't swing a person feeling alone. With the sound, east, west meets north, and we all gather around the whole front porch, and that house means nothing, 'cause it's worth the drive. It's Michigan, northern Michigan, full of life.
I think we're going to do one more and then food, yes? We're hungry. How do you keep a band happy? Feed them. It's easy. This song is more than a song to me. It's kind of a life lesson. I grew up in a very, I guess, well-to-do family. My dad was a doctor, my mom was a nurse, and we didn't want for anything. I think I took my driver's test in an Eldorado convertible. I hit someone on a bike because it was so big. But the guy passed me anyway. Crazy. Anyway, but, you know, we had kind of a traditional family. You know, you where most families are. You know, you finish high school, you go to college, you get married, have kids, get a job, have the nice cars, get a house. So I did all that, and then something was wrong. I didn't know what it was. And all I knew is I was restless, and I was sad, and I felt like I was missing something, even though my daughter's amazing, and my family was great. But there was a restlessness that just would not go away. And so my daughter and my husband at the time had gotten in a car accident, and they were fine, but it just freaked me out. I was like, man, life can be taken in an instant. And why am I not doing what makes me happy? And I'd been singing in bands. I was a backup singer where they always wanted me to wear like tight leather skirts, and you know, it was not me. And so I quit everything. It was a bit extreme. I quit all the bands I was in. I quit my day job, sold the house, lost the first husband on it. It was a bummer. But bottom line is, I found a way to calm my restlessness, and that was through my music. So the only thing I left to do was to tell my parents, even though I was a grown woman. So I went over there and I said, Mom, Dad, I got something to tell you. I said, I quit my job, and I'm going to do music for a living. And my mom sat down slowly. She's Irish Catholic. I thought she was going to come after me with her temper, but she didn't. And then my dad said, what the hell are you thinking? I said, you got a house, a kid, a mortgage, are you nuts? And I'm like, Dad, if I fail, you can be the first person to tell me so. I said, but I feel the world is my oyster, and I'm going to find the pearl. The room got quiet. My mom put her head down. Figured that wasn't a good sign. And all of a sudden, my dad said, bullshit. So I knew I had their backing. And about 6 months later, I got to open up for Jethro Tull at DTE. And I got my dad backstage passes. And he got a limo with my mom and my daughter, and I drove in a truck. He got to eat with the band, you know, the Tull band. And next thing you know, I saw out of the corner of my eye he was taking my name. They just print them on paper when you're not famous yet. And they tape it up to a wall in your dressing room. So my dad took it down and he tucked it into his suit coat. And I said, you still think I'm crazy? And he said, you're okay. You're okay. And I was all proud, and I walked away. And he said, but I'm still not paying your rent. So this song is surprisingly about the little things in life that make you happy. But I'm here to announce that if you do what's right for you, the rest will fall in place. It doesn't mean it's easy. Believe me, I've never worked so hard in my life. But that restlessness is nowhere to be found in my soul. The song's called Live Like There's No Tomorrow.
I wanna die laughing, wanna love till it hurts, wanna smile with the joy of a 2-year-old who feels all love in the world. I wanna live without deadlines, wanna walk through the fire and not get burned. I wanna view the world like a painter, colors of life in a swirl. I wanna live, I wanna live like there's no tomorrow. I wanna race to the finish, wanna run to the mountain breath, wanna dance to a drum that's always been playing in my head. I wanna kiss like the old movies, wanna say